You're watching NATV, Channel 53, celebrating 10 years of community service.
Coming up in this edition of Imua TV, a tour of Kamehameha's Maui campus and a visit with the new headmaster. Breathing new life into Pauahi's legacy lands. How Hawaiian language students are spreading the word. Celebrating the Warrior Band's 25 years of music, marching, and excellence. And a special Founders Day tribute to Keali'i Pauahi. All this and more on Imua TV.
Aloha and welcome to the second edition of Imua TV. I'm Lilinoe Ka'ahanui, and on behalf of all of us in the Kamehameha Schools Ohana, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the Heritage Center on the Kapalama campus. If this is your first time joining us, aloha mai. And if you caught the first edition of Imua TV, then welcome back. If you haven't already been there, be sure to visit our companion website at imua.tv. You'll find information about when Imua TV is broadcast in our community, and it's a chance for you to tell us what you'd like to see on the show. Mahalo to everyone who emailed us about the show. Your feedback is much appreciated. We've got lots of good news ahead, including a visit to the beautiful Kamehameha Schools Maui campus, a look at how Kamehameha Schools is working to mālama both people and place as it carries out its strategic plan, how Kamehameha Schools Hawaiian language students are working hard to bring knowledge to the masses, what the future holds for the fabulous members of the Warrior Band, and a special pre-Founders Day tribute to Keali'i Pauahi. To get you in the spirit for Founders Day, you can take a virtual tour of the Heritage Center just by going to our website at imua.tv. On January 1st, the Kamehameha Warrior Marching Band and Color Guard will step off down Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena, California, in another appearance in the Rose Parade. This event marks another feather in the cap of a program that moved into high gear 25 years ago. "2001 is a milestone year for the Kamehameha Schools Warrior Marching Band and Color Guard. It marks the 25th anniversary of the Tournament of Bands, a prestigious festival founded by band director John Riggle shortly after his arrival from Sunnyvale, California, 25 years ago.
There weren't any festivals in Hawaii, and we asked our booster club, or I asked them, I said, well, how about in 2 months we do one? Let's go for it. And they were flabbergasted, because they had never done that. I said, it's easy. So we laid out all the work, and we figured out how we're going to do it. And they said, oh, yeah, well, this will be great. So we began it in November. It was a huge success. I think we had 6 bands the first year, and then it just kept growing and growing.
A sharp, B.
Assistant band director Aris Santa Cruz, a student of John Riggle's at Sunnyvale High School, followed him to Kamehameha, where together they've built a solid program with a reputation for winning. The 25th anniversary of this Tournament of Bands is an important landmark.
It's just the number 25. Quarter of a century. 25 years. Successively, we've been putting this tournament together. I wasn't there for the very first one. I came in the second year for the Tournament of Bands. But it's just amazing, a booster club, a school, and students keeping this event so alive.
For the band to have earned its reputation and success over the years takes commitment from the students, support from the administration, and lots of help from its booster club.
A lot of band directors burn out because it ends up they have to do it all by themselves. You can't possibly survive the work hours. If you have a booster club, it's really organized, and here at Kamehameha we have a booster club that's a corporation. They've raised millions over the years to send these kids all around the world. So they've come to a level where they have their own management system and elect their officers and have bylaws. And I mean, it's profoundly well run.
Booster Club President Carolyn Mossman oversees a myriad of responsibilities and leads their tireless efforts.
Basically, what the boosters do is take care of everything except the field show. And that allows Mr. Riggle and Aris and all of the clinicians to concentrate on the show and the music. We have another group of parents setting up dinner for the students, and that'll be served right outside the band room. Then they'll go and shower. Then we've got another whole group of parents to help the kids get their uniforms on, get the girls' hair braided, and get them on the buses.
The work does not come without its payoff.
The really, really big payoff is when they walk out onto the track in precise lines, standing straight in those beautiful uniforms. And it's not just me, it's all the parents. It's a chicken skin moment. It's just magic. It's worth every minute and every ounce of sweat that we put in for these kids.
With all the work, all the rehearsals, and all the travel, there is one thing that strongly unites these kids.
One is because it's music. That's our common bond. We're all here because we love the sound of music, of organized sounds, and how it affects our emotions.
At Kamehameha, the first thing they made sure that was in the curriculum was music. It's a graduation requirement, but kids have time and they're encouraged to be in performing arts of any type. And I think it's the most unique thing about this campus, that we have everything: sports, performing arts, academics, everything known to man happens here, and everyone values all of it.
The band will be leaving soon for Southern California, where they've been selected to perform again at the Rose Parade. It's one more stop on a world tour that has lasted for 25 years. For the band, the boosters, and for director John Riggle, the competition and travel won't end anytime soon.
This is his 25th year. The band is John Riggle. He has defined it by his personality, by his professionalism, and by his skill and talent.
Like they say, time flies when you're having fun. I've always said to myself, and I tell people flat out, right, they go, "Are you going to retire? And haven't you retired yet?" And I go, as long as this job is fun and I love doing it, no problem. They'll have to tell me, "You're done. We've had enough. 70 years has been long enough. It's time for you to go because you can't even stand up." But if you like music and you love it, yeah, then you should keep going on, and I plan to. Cool. Relax. That works.
Wamau ke'eo ka'aina I kapono. We're all familiar with Hawaii's state motto, which reminds us that the life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness. So too are we reminded of the legacy left to Kamehameha schools by Keali'ipoahi, for it is from those lands of Pauahi that the bountiful resources needed to sustain Kamehameha schools flow. Today, those who serve as Pauahi stewards are relearning an ancient lesson, that the value of land is not always best measured in dollars and cents. Ancient Hawaiians believed that the Aina was a living, breathing thing, a gift given by the gods to the people to sustain them. Today, the gift left by Pauahi to create and sustain Kamehameha schools includes more than 365,000 acres of land in the state of Hawaii. Nearly 99% of that acreage is zoned for agricultural or conservation use, zoning which means these lands have little value in terms of producing income.
They really are building on things that are already happening.
But as Kamehameha went out into the community as part of its strategic planning process, stakeholders talked about the richness of what's now being called the legacy lands.
They said there's more to these lands than their monetary worth and value. You have opportunities and resources upon these lands that you should take direct advantage of. Take education to these lands. Recognize the cultural resources and opportunities inherent in these lands. Look at the environmental values and resources of these lands and build upon that with education and reach out to the community in doing so.
The inspiration to take a fresh look brought new ideas based on old traditions and the program concept of Aina Ulu, joining together two daunting goals in the Kamehameha strategic plan.
One is to reach every Hawaiian child. The other is to steward 364,000 acres of our lands. That's a lot of land, that's a lot of stewardship, that's a lot of work and effort required. When you look at these independently, they're very difficult to accomplish. But what we're finding is that if you weave the two together, one can help accomplish the other. That is, the more opportunities we make for Hawaiians to steward our lands, we reach more Hawaiians educationally.
We're here next to the 1801 lava flow in the midst of a forest, or in the midst of a remnant of a forest. And this forest is extremely valuable, a true treasure. It's a treasure for cultural reasons, that as many of the species growing here were very, very important to ancient Hawaiian practitioners and modern practitioners.
Species like kauila, uhiuhi, lama, and kokio, valuable and endangered dryland botanicals with both cultural and biological significance.
We did last time.
On this day, Kamehameha School's land manager Peter Simmons is part of a planting expedition of Big Island scientists and environmentalists.
About every 3 or 4 months, the Hawaii Forest Industry Association coordinates a day of work out in the dry forest project area. We were killing lantana, and the time before that we were using weed whackers and herbicide to kill fountain grass. Every time it's slightly different, but it's always about trying to improve the chances of these dry forest trees and this area surviving and thriving into perpetuity.
Kamehameha's legacy lands include more than 100 miles of dry land and tropical forests and streams, 63 miles of ocean frontage, historic fish ponds, lava fields, and mountaintop watersheds. How stewardship and education are woven together on these lands will vary from project to project. There are nearly 20 Aina Ulu projects now under consideration, ranging from an Ahupua'a Education Center at Waipa and Lumaha'i on the island of Kauai, in partnership with the Waipa Foundation, to a family education center at Makalavena on the Big Island, in partnership with the Queen Liliuokalani Children's Center. Common to all of these projects is a desire to mālama both people and place.
In a Western sense, maybe some people would say, these assets are not money makers, what value do they have? But that's not the value that we see. We see the educational value, the cultural value, the spiritual value, the botanical value. All of those breathe a certain kind of life. And when we're here in this forest, we breathe that too. And that helps our spirit do the job that we need to do. If not us, who? These lands are the legacy of Pauahi, of the Kamehameha. We're entrusted to manage these lands in a spirit that's proper, and it happens to be the Hawaiian spirit.
You know, what we find as we roll this program out is our lands can be used to build community. A community of people who are networked together, working hand in hand with one another for some common benefits. The benefits of preserving our landscape and ecosystems, benefits of educating our children, benefits of preserving and perpetuating our culture. You know, all these things become the agents to help bring us together. And so it's not a subdivision that we're creating, it's a community that we create.
It's no surprise that Kamehameha Schools boasts the highest number of Hawaiian language students in any high school in the state and probably the country. But in our next story, we'll show you how some of those students are turning into Hawaiian language teachers, and we'll tell you how you can sign up for class.
Okay, ready? In 3, big smile, 2.
Aloha.
All you need to be a member of this class is a television set.
Our Hawaiian word for the day is kihe, which is located on Maui.
KITV's Paula Akana and 5th-year Kamehameha Hawaiian language students are joining forces to teach television viewers across Hawaii a new Hawaiian word each weekday. Or, in some cases, Hawaiian words most folks think they know, but frequently mispronounce.
Aloha. The Hawaiian word of the day is waimanalo.
Waimanalo is located on the windward side of Oahu. It means potable water.
The students are full partners in this production.
Our whole class, actually, we all chose different categories of Hawaiian words. I picked place names, and I picked names that I thought many people in our community pronounce incorrectly, like kihe. Nani ka wahi o Kihei.
Kihei is a beautiful place.
They don't pronounce the kahako over the I, so words like that.
In 3, 2.
Aloha, I'm Paula, and this is Kupono. Aloha.
Aloha.
No one said learning couldn't be fun.
I think it's good that like maybe people just watching the news would pick it up, and I don't know, like if place names they'll use during the day or like whenever, but maybe they'll just get to learn how to say it, you know.
The corrections did not take.
Okay, I'll try to get Olu to reprompt one time, okay?
It isn't just the Hawaiian language students benefiting from this KITV Kamehameha collaboration. Students in Kamehameha's advanced television production classes are getting some real first-hand experience as well, working in the control booth and behind as well as in front of the camera.
I guess I was surprised that they let us use the cameras and, you know, hands-on things. I thought we were going to be watching stuff.
For Kamehameha School's alumna Paula Akana, the KITV Kamehameha School's marriage is a match made in heaven.
I think it's really exciting. I mean, I've been doing Hawaiian Word for the Day for several years now, and I thought it would be neat to incorporate young people in it somehow. So it's really neat to have these students here, these young people, and to show people that you've got this whole generation of speakers, this young generation, and it's a lot of fun.
Let's practice that one, okay? Aloha.
She says the Hawaiian Word of the Day program really does help viewers.
It's small. I mean, it's a small thing. It's only 30 seconds or so, but it really seems to make a big impact on people. And at first you'll have some people who will call up and say, well, that's not how I always said it. And we go, well, that's how it's been with the Hawaiian language, you know, but there's this movement to really try to use it as correctly as possible in all ways, and to explain to people why it's said a certain way, because there's a meaning, you know, and that everything in there is there's a reason for it.
He mea ho'o na awao. No ka mea aole la ko maupopo o hea ki kumu, hea ka mana o ke ia. So a o ia la ko I ke kahi mea hou ke kahi. Ke kahi o na mea o lelo ia, wow, he mea ia e a o I ko upo e haumana. No ka mea ke kahi o na hoaloha o lelo hewa ia. Yeah? So make wao e kokua e ho'o na awao ia la ko e puana pololei I na inoa wahi, I na inoa li'i, I na inoa ala nui a me na hamani ke kahi.
Look for the Hawaiian Word of the Day to begin in January. The segment will air at about 6:15 each weekday morning during KITV's morning news show.
Notice there's an okina before the I and a kahako or makron over the I.
Kamehameha School's Maui campus had a humble beginning. The temporary campus was tucked away in an upcountry residential subdivision. The original students in kindergarten to 3rd grade literally had recess in a backyard, and classes were held in a renovated living room. We asked a couple of those original students to take us on a tour of their permanent campus. Both the campus and the students have grown considerably.
This is Cyrus Schultz in the 3rd grade when he was one of the first Maui students to attend the Kamehameha School's Maui campus. Avapuhi Dancel was his classmate, a sweet 3rd grader excited to be going to Kamehameha. What a difference 5 years makes. The two are now 8th graders, the oldest students on a wonderful new campus that stretches over 100 acres and is home to nearly 300 students in kindergarten to grade 8. Both say the new gymnasium is one of their favorite places on campus.
We're very lucky to have state-of-the-art equipment, and it's brand new. It was built about 2 years ago. We have basketball hoops that are mechanical so they can be moved up with keys. We keep it very clean because we need to appreciate what we have.
Sai plays on the school team and wants to play varsity ball when he transfers to Kamehameha's Kopalama campus. The Maui campus, he says, is wonderful, but he's competitive and wants to go to Oahu, where there are more teams to challenge. It won't be easy leaving this place. Located in the Ahupua'a of A'apueo, the Rumi campus has beautiful new buildings, spacious walkways, and more to come. The middle school is now being built, followed by high school classrooms, an upper school library, cafeteria, and more. Everywhere, the sights and sounds of progress.
I love it. It's to see our campus underway, to see from it being flat land to all this, and to see it develop.
Development has been quick.
Last June, we entered the school year with 170 children, K through 7. We opened in August with 270 children. Next year, we're going to open K through 9 with close to 600 children. That's a huge, we're going to more than double.
To date, the expansion hasn't hurt the school's feelings of family. Faculty and staff know each and every one of the children on this campus by name, and it is not uncommon to see older students helping the little ones.
Can I try? That's okay.
It is an ohana of the digital age. From the youngest to the oldest, these are students who know their way around computers.
This is a place called Microsoft PowerPoint.
The school currently has 2 computer labs with 24 computers apiece. Each classroom has another 6 computers. This 6th grader is doing a book report.
It's about Under the Blood Red Sun. It's a book we read for English, and we're just doing a report, and it's good for extra credit. Yeah, infinitives.
Unlike her classmate Cyrus, Avapuhi wants to stay on the Maui campus.
Well, my parents kind of wanted me to stay, but they said it was my choice. I think I'd kind of like to be the first, in the first class to graduate from this campus. I think that'd be really neat. I think it's a really good school. It gives you a good education. There's really great teachers here too. Everybody's just kind of really like a big family.
Ava and all of the Maui campus students will soon have the chance to participate in an exciting new endeavor. Come fall 2004, the Maui campus will be home to 4 academies. These learning centers will focus on communication, information technology, business and leadership, and science and natural resources. Their purpose? To give Kamehameha students a head start on their college and professional careers.
We're creating a school that reinforces and supports the idea of being Hawaiian. That you can continue to live here and have a good job means you can continue to be here and contribute to Maui, as opposed to saying I have to go to the mainland or somewhere else to get any kind of job. Or my job's my preparation is too theoretical to do anything. So we want to prepare children to be leaders here as well as other places.
December is an important month for the Kamehameha School's ohana because it is during the month of December that we honor our founder, Bernice Pauahi Bishop. But on any given day, take a walk on the Kapalama campus and you're sure to find traces of our beloved Pauahi. On the upper part of the Kapalama campus, next to the Kamehameha Chapel, is Heritage Center, a replica of Pauahi's home, Haleakala. The center is a treasure trove for anyone wanting to learn about the beloved founder of Kamehameha Schools and her husband, Charles Reed Bishop.
And this is primarily to give the students of Kamehameha Schools an idea of how our princess lived. And the unique part about this museum, Heritage Center, is you're able to feel, touch, sit, feel the mana of our princess.
The bishop's belongings speak volumes about their lives. Pauahi's piano, a reminder of her love of music. Photos and painted portraits, examples of their love of family. Treasures from around the world illustrate their sense of adventure and their love of beauty. Aunty Babe tells the story of a trip the bishops took to Europe where they met with the Pope.
And they went to the Corsini Palace, and our princess saw this painting of the Madonna and Child, and she loved it. Mr. Bishop commissioned another Italian painter to do a replica. What we have here is a replica of the original. These are collections of furnitures that were given to the school by Charles Bishop when he left in 1894 to the girls' school, mostly at the Kinauhale dormitory for the girls' school. And in 1988, they completed this building, which is a replica of the original house, and furnished it with our princess belongings, all from which was in storage or being used in the dorms.
One of the most notable pieces in Heritage Center is Pauahi's 4-poster bed, a gift from her cousin, Princess Ruth. Aunty Babe says it was in this bed that Pauahi died, a victim of cancer. The keeper of the Heritage Center says Pauahi's spirit is alive and well.
When I come here in the morning and I open that door, I say, "Good morning, Princess." When I leave at night, I say, "Good night, Princess." and to share the mana of what we have in here, and just the thought where it's at on our campus of Kamehameha schools. When people come in, they say to me, Auntie Babe, I feel our princess. Auntie Babe, I think she's here.
It's a letter written by Mr. Bishop to the trustees.
Kamehameha School's archivist Janet Zisk is another keeper of the spirit of Pauahi and of stories seldom told.
She and several girlfriends went for a picnic to New Oahu, and they went to the uppermost pool. Apparently there were several pools. And they got to this wonderful pool for swimming, and one of the young women immediately, without even checking things out, jumped in. And she probably expected that she was going to hit bottom with her feet, but she didn't. And she kept on going down. She sank under the water. And immediately another young woman jumped in to rescue her, but she disappeared under the water also, because they'd be wearing their heavy clothing. And Mrs. Bishop instantly took charge and rescued these two women from drowning by her quick, immediate plan of action.
Zisk says people often mistakenly assume that because Pauahi was so dedicated to her people, everything about her was serious.
But quite the contrary. She had wonderful parties at her home, which her husband also thoroughly enjoyed. And they included dancing, which frankly was not allowed or thought very good thing to do by the missionary element, but Pauahi thought it was a wonderful thing to do. So she had these wonderful dancing parties and served absolutely wonderful meals with food grown on her own property.
Janet encourages visitors to the archives, which she says is filled with fascinating material.
The most informative item that we have about Pauahi's intent concerning the schools is our first handicraft newspaper. This is volume 1, number 1 of the very first school publication. And suitably enough, the first article in our first school publication is entitled The Purpose of the School. And this is a speech that was given by Charles Reed Bishop on our very first Founders Day, which was December the 19th, 1888. And in this incredible speech, Mr. Bishop gives in absolutely clear language why Pauahi chose to leave her estate for setting up the school.
Janet believes that Pauahi founded Kamehameha to help her people make their way in a world that was rapidly changing and becoming more westernized.
I think she would give a chuckle and say, "You're absolutely right. You can't beat them, join them, and do better." Because that's what the schools offered her Hawaiian people. You know, join them and then do better. And that's what Kamehameha Schools has done our whole existence. We've given our Hawaiian people an opportunity to learn how to fit into a Western economy and then do better. Do better. And so many of our students have.
We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Imua TV. On behalf of everyone in the Kamehameha Schools Ohana, mahalo for spending this time with us, and best wishes to you and your family for a safe and happy holiday season. Don't forget to visit our website at imua.tv. We'll see you next time. Ahui ho.
You're watching ʻŌlelo, community television.